When it comes to sports in Lorain, your station to watch is TV 20, Lorain City Schools Television.
8th grade football today from George Daniel Field alongside Bob Tomaszewski. I'm Rob Polinsky. It is Longfellow in the blue and General Johnnie Wilson. They are in the maroon uniforms. First play from scrimmage. We've got some movement along the line, Coach, and we're going to have a penalty flag before the first play. Jeffrey Wardlow is the quarterback for Longfellow. They come in with a record of 2-5.
And we always mention this because that was the first play of the game. In 8th grade, no kickoffs. You're trying to teach the game, and this kid's, it's hard for him to kick anyway, so why even mess around with that? So just line it up and go get them.
1st and 5 for Longfellow from their own 40 after the 5-yard offsides penalty on General Johnnie Wilson. Wardlow takes the football, and he's going to run around the left side, shakes a tackle, and he's still on his feet, has a first down and more. Look at him go down the sidelines. He's inside the 30, and he's going to be inside the 20. Fumbled the ball, Bob, and let's see who falls on it.
I think
it is going to be General Johnnie Wilson. They get the turnover.
Oh, wow.
So we've got about a 55-yard run, and then the turnover, and General Johnnie Wilson will take over 1st and 10.
And I was told, Rob, before the game that this is throwback. This would be a throwback Wednesday, so that's General Johnnie Wilson's wearing the old maroon and gold jerseys. But there it is.
Then there you see Wardlow. Well, they're saying that it's, I'm sorry, they indicated General Johnnie Wilson, but they give the ball to Longfellow. So it's a 5-yard run. A little bit. I could have sworn they said first down.
I thought they did too.
General Johnnie Wilson. But anyway, it's so Longfellow falls on their own fumble, and they have a 2nd and 4. Again, Wardlow is the quarterback, and the ball is at the 10-yard line of General Johnnie Wilson. Opening drive of the game. Wardlow looks to throw. Is going to fire out in the flat, and it's almost intercepted, Coach. And it's in and out of the hands of the intended receiver. There on the coverage is Jay Lee.
It was, Would help if I looked at the proper roster.
So Jay Lee breaks that one up.
Jeez.
It'll be 3rd and about 5. And Joe, do we have a clock operator today?
Is that important?
So it's 3rd and 4. So Wardlow is going to run to the far side.
Given ground.
He's going to break one tackle, looking for the first down, and he'll be brought down by Jay Lee. So Jay Lee makes 2 good plays defensively, Coach, on back-to-back plays.
Absolutely. Yeah, he looks like a gamer out there. He understands what's going on. Wouldn't let the guy get outside of him. That is so hard to teach young kids when they want to run directly at the ball carrier all the time instead of get on one shoulder or the other to try and turn them back inside.
4th down and 4 for Longfellow on their first drive of the ball game. And we're going to get a timeout for Longfellow.
And here's a replay of the pass.
And then you'll see Jay Lee break that up.
He did a nice job on that too. Good coverage.
So a beautiful day for 8th grade football from George Daniel Field in Lorain as these 2 middle schools from the city of Lorain play one another. Longfellow against General Johnnie Wilson. And Bob, for these 8th graders to get an opportunity to play on the field that they're going to be playing in a couple of years, they got to love this opportunity for not only the kids but the coaches as well.
Absolutely. I think it's when Coach McFarland came in here, he wanted to make this a big deal. And playing football should be a big deal. And I kind of agree with him. And here you have it. You're playing on the big field. You could go home and watch it on TV. How cool is that?
Right.
Whatever I did in the junior high, I'm kind of glad they didn't put on TV. But, the sporting events, you never heard of that. You didn't even have a film of it. So this is just, it's promoting your product. And there's nothing wrong with that.
4th and 4 for Longfellow. They have it at the General Johnnie Wilson 9-yard line. We have a new quarterback for this play. Wardlow comes in motion, and they're going to turn and running the ball is going to be stopped shy of the first down. That is Javon Manning, who took the snap. Manning was brought down.
And I think it was Gibson on the tackle. He was right there, man. Good job.
So Caden Gibson
So here we go. First down. You got a long field in front of you, but you didn't give up the score, especially after that 55-yarder to kick it off. Like, wow.
So we're in the first quarter. They don't have the scoreboard running, but we do know there's no score in the first quarter. It's 1st and 10 for General Johnny Wilson from their own 10-yard line, and
well, it's lit up though.
It is.
The scoreboard's lit up, but I don't know if anybody's pushing the button. Apparently not.
So it's 1st and 10 for General Johnny Wilson from their own 10-yard line. Just underway, 8th grade football today on WLCS TV 20, home of Lorain City Schools television.
Well, if they're still playing when it gets dark, Rob, then we'll know there's a problem with the time.
Looks like the quarterback is Jalen Smith, I believe.
There's the one guy.
And it goes through his hands back to the end zone. He's in some trouble at the goal line, running with it now at the 5. He's out the 10. He's across the 15 to the 20 and spinning for a first down. And that's my bad. That's Cameron Thomas, who is the quarterback. Cameron Thomas, the quarterback. I don't see a lot of quarterbacks wearing number 81.
Yes.
But Cameron Thomas in those throwback uniforms wearing 81.
So maybe he could. He's thinking he could throw the ball to himself. That would make him a receiver.
I don't know. I saw that big number 81 running, and
and you're right. He is a big kid, and just had the savvy to get out there, get out of trouble, because he was pretty close to the goal line.
Right, could have been a safety, but it's 1st and 10 for General Johnny Wilson from their own 20. They have 2 receivers to the near side of the field and a couple of backs alongside Cameron Thomas, who will take it, and he looks like he wants to run the option. In trouble. It's well defended, and he'll be brought down in the backfield, Bob. Carlos Brown brings him down back there.
Nice job. Nice job. And you know the other nice thing, Rob? There's a few people here in the stands, which is good to see the junior high kids play. And there's a lot of JV football players who just finished practice. They're sitting here watching. Could be their brothers.
2nd and 15. After that 5-yard loss for Cameron Thomas. Again, General Johnny Wilson with the football. This is their first possession. And looked like some movement along the line, but no call. He'll hand it off for the first time. And behind the line of scrimmage with that run, Dominique Thompson is brought down.
I think we've talked about this different times in junior high. You can't call every stinking little thing they do. The game would never end. But if somebody's really getting an advantage, I think you have to call that. And a good official will explain to the guys, say, hey, you can't do that. If you do it again, I'm going to have to call you. So, it's a learning experience.
3rd down, and it looks like it's about 18 yards for a first down. Long way to go for the General Johnny Wilson offense and Cameron Thomas. Thomas is going to run the option to the far side. He's going to keep it. Looking for room to run, and he's brought down. Nice job by the Longfellow defense coach. One of those guys out there, Gary Kimbrough.
Yes, Kimbrough. He's running around all over the place out there, doing a nice job. Well, that's it. 4th down. Now,
4th and long.
I think if they don't punt, but I think you just move the ball like 25 yards or something.
We'll find out.
Yes, we are.
So right now it's 4th and about 15. For General Johnny Wilson. The line of scrimmage is their own 15. And
maybe you run a play.
They break the huddle. It looks like they're going to go to punt formation, and punting the football will be Cameron Thomas.
Or not.
Longfellow doesn't have anybody back deep. Now they're going to switch, and punting will be Damian McSherrod. And McSherrod gets off a pretty decent kick.
Not bad.
It will come down to the 40-yard line where it is nice coverage for General Johnny Wilson. On the tackle was Samuel Clark Jr. of the running back, and that's Xavier Smith. Xavier Smith might want to learn how to call for a fair catch. He didn't have anywhere to go.
That's right.
But a good job by Xavier Smith of fielding the punt, I should say, because, Bob, I know that's one of the things that drives you nuts when at the varsity level, when you see kids not fielding a punt and then you get a 15 or 20-yard roll.
Yes. And they do use, it's a little smaller ball for junior high kids, which is good, so they can handle it. And he did a nice job of punting the ball. 1st and 10 for Longfellow. The line of scrimmage is the General Johnny Wilson 44. No score in the first quarter. This is the second drive for the Longfellow 8th graders. And it looks like they've got somebody coming onto the field late, Mason Davis.
as a wide receiver. And they're going to run a handoff. And getting to the 40-yard line and shaking a tackle is Jeffrey Wardlow, and he'll be brought down right there.
Well, he had some good forward progress.
Joe Bach is here, of course, as always, with WLCS TV 20, and he's got Club TV 20 today. A lot of the high school kids, Joe directing as they do the camera work.
Joe, the hardest working man in TV.
Hardest working
He's
man
everywhere.
in showbiz. He is. And what a treat it is today, because not only is Joe Bach here, but Bob Schlumbaker has awakened from his nap to join us here this afternoon.
As did Bob Tomo.
Yeah.
Got up from his nap.
Right. Second down. And the snap comes through, and then fumbling the ball. It's going to be recovered by General Johnny Wilson at midfield. They get the fumble recovery, and on that recovery for General Johnny Wilson is Damian McSherrod. The defensive end came up and found the football.
Well, Longfellow's had 2 fumbles. They recovered one of them, and that one they did not recover.
So what that turnover does is it flips the field position now, and now General Johnny Wilson will have it 1st and 10 from midfield. We're in the first quarter, no score. You'll see the replay here as the ball gets away, and then right there is McSherrod to cover it. Javon Manning, the quarterback for Longfellow, couldn't come up with that. Thomas will take it. Looks like he wants to run an option, and he pitches the football, picked up on a couple of bounces, and running straight ahead down the sidelines, gets a first down and more.
Look at this.
To the 30-yard line, still on his feet. A nice run by Damian McSherrod. And McSherrod in this first quarter, Bob, a couple of big plays for General Johnny Wilson on offense and defense.
Yes, and there was a little dribble in there. If we see it again, I thought that was going to be disaster, but, hey, give the kid credit. He kept his composure, picked it up, and made a very nice gain.
1st and 10, General Johnny Wilson at the 28.
Here's the replay. They're faking a reverse.
Yep, and then he pitches it.
Oops.
So it's 1st and 10 from the Longfellow 28. Carlin Thomas out of the shotgun. Has a running back behind him. He goes back to throw for the first time, and his pass is complete to Jay Lee. But, boy, that didn't confuse Javon Manning. Javon Manning comes up and does a nice job, the cornerback for Lorain.
That's not what you would think. You'd think, oh, I got a completion. I should get some yardage. No, they lost about 4.
Here's Javon Manning as he reads it all the way. Comes up and makes a perfect tackle. Nice form there by Javon Manning.
Yep.
And what I liked there, Bob, is he ran right through the player. You know, he didn't stop. He went right through.
And it was a shoulder tackle. He didn't come in with his head or anything like that. He did a really good job.
So it's 2nd and 13.
There we go. Oh, another. Oh,
and there's a pitch, and with the football, Jay Lee, and then it looks like it's picked up by one of his teammates. So General Johnny Wilson will keep it. It's going to be 3rd and long. And let's give credit to that young man falling on the football is Kenny Jenkins. Kenny Jenkins, who is a running back and a defensive end, says his favorite food is ribs. His favorite football player is Marshawn Lynch, and his most influential person in his life, where Kenny is his brother, and a nice job, older brother. Nice job by Kenny as he falls on this right here, Bob.
Yeah.
You see the fumble, and it's still loose.
About 4 guys touch it.
Yep, still loose there, and then Jenkins is able to come up with it.
I think Brian Corey, the AD here, is going to get a requisition for some stick-em for the hands for the junior high program. Isn't it bizarre? I mean, we've had about 5 fumbles now.
We have Jay Lee was a young man who was hurt on the play. He comes off and jogs off the field, so that's always good to see. So it will be 3rd down, and it looks like about 5 yards. They're keeping the time on the field, so we don't know how much time there is left in the first quarter. What we do know is we're in the first quarter. There's no score. 8th grade football. General Johnny Wilson and Longfellow, and we're at George Daniel Field in Lorain.
And a lot of the guys are wearing the pink socks. Breast cancer awareness.
October, almost.
That's cool, yeah.
No doubt. And it looks like Dominique Thompson, the quarterback, and now we're going to get a timeout for General Johnny Wilson. Following that injury timeout, we're going to have a timeout on the field as it's going to be 3rd down. And, well, there's a yard marker down there. Maybe it's
hard to.
We'll have to wait and see, but I think now I've got it. I think it's 3rd and 17, Bob. I think the yard marker's down there at about the 18-yard line. They lost some yardage.
Yes,
so
it's laying on the ground. So, yeah, you're right.
3rd and a lot. I'll put it to you that way for General Johnnie Wilson. And we've got a minute, Bob. The varsity football team from Lorain has won 5 in a row as we video this game.
Yes.
Big win over Sandusky, come from behind win, their biggest win of the year. 5 in a row after an 0-2 start.
That I agree. And Rob, we were talking about this, all week. In my personal opinion, that was the biggest Lorain football win in the last 20 years. I mean, if you really want to go way back, those dirty streaks, we were 9-1 and they were the 1.
not that you remember.
Oh, no, not that I remember. But every year it gets closer.
3rd and long.
Here we go.
They go downfield for Carlin Thomas. Just overthrows him by a couple yards. Boy, what an arm by Dominique Thompson.
Yeah, he laid that thing out there.
Trying to find Cameron Thomas, and it was just overthrown. And it'll be 4th and long, and I would imagine General Johnnie Wilson will go for it here with the line of scrimmage.
Sure.
The Longfellow 35.
But just to finish that thought with Sandusky, what a morale-building kind of – I mean, that's just a great program win. And, they're right in the thick of conference and playoffs. So
with 3 weeks to go, you got meaningful football games late in the season. That's all you can ask for. So it's 4th and long for General Johnnie Wilson on offense, Longfellow on defense, 8th grade football.
That Thomas is a big guy, isn't he?
Yes, he is.
Boy, I mean, tall.
Dominique Thompson. They list him as 6'3" in the 8th grade. Wow. He's going to run it straight up the middle on about a 3-yard run. Not much room for Damian McSherrod, so they don't fool the Longfellow defense. And the 8th graders for Longfellow will turn over on downs. So we're still in the first quarter, no score. I would imagine we've got to be close to the end of the quarter.
They usually give you the 2-minute, 2 minutes, 1 minute.
So it'll be 1st and 10 for Longfellow from after the change of possession. They take over from their own 33-yard line. Out of the shotgun. There's a perfect snap, and the handoff, and Wardlow has a little bit of room to run across the 35, gets close to the 40-yard line before he's brought down by Cameron Thomas and some of his friends.
A few yards there. That's good.
And I do believe that is the end of the first quarter. So we're going to have 2nd and 3. We have played 1 quarter of football from George Daniel Field. 8th grade football. It's General Johnnie Wilson nothing, Longfellow nothing. You're watching 8th grade football on WLCS TV 20, home of Lorain City Schools Television.
Why do you let car dealers treat you like you're stupid? Just because you've had credit problems doesn't mean you're stupid. Credit Max Auto treats you with dignity and respect. We have a great selection of cars with fast, easy financing and payments you can afford. Check us out at creditmaxauto.com.
Stop. Whether it's on the way to school, at school, or online, bullying has become a non-stop threat to our youth today. Is your child being bullied? The National Runaway Switchboard can help. If you're having a hard time, get online or call to chat now.
First play of the second quarter for Longfellow on 2nd and about 3. Throw it out in the flat, an incomplete pass that is broken up. Throwing the ball, Javon Manning, and breaking that up for General Johnnie Wilson is Caleb Davis. So it'll bring up a 3rd and 3, but Bob, on 2nd and 3, that's a down. You can take a chance there.
Oh, sure, yeah. And, you got to do those things.
Longfellow, here, according to their sheet here, coached by Cody Kea, Steve DiBernardo, and Kevin Goodwin. 3 coaches for Longfellow 8th graders. Here's a handoff to Wardlow, who's gotten a lot of carries early in the game, nowhere to go, and he is brought down behind the line of scrimmage, and that'll bring up a 4th down. So a great job by the General Johnnie Wilson defense, and they come up there, and Jaheim Lusain was one of those young men in on that stop.
Yes, indeed. You got 4th down, so
You can see right there's nowhere for Wardlow to go because he ran into Lorain and a couple of his teammates.
Yeah, had some of his buddies with him. So here we go.
So 4th and 3, and it looks like Longfellow's going to go out of the shotgun unless this is. Yep, they're going to go. And they're going to bring up the quarterback to the line of scrimmage. He wants to roll right, throws over the middle. It's complete for a first down.
Nice play.
They'll get it to their own 47 on the receiving end of that for Longfellow. It's going to be Asaya Amil. Amil, as we see it here on the replay, lines up there on the far side.
Nice curl kind of over the middle. Got enough. Boom. There you go.
Didn't need a whole lot. Got the yardage, and it's 1st and 10 from their own 47. So they'll keep the drive going. And they'll fake the handoff, and Manning rolling here to the far side. He'll get into General Johnny Wilson territory, Bob, about a 5-yard run for Javon Manning.
You always like the, 2nd and 5.
So it'll be Longfellow with the ball at the General Johnny Wilson 48. Second time in the first half that Longfellow's gotten the ball in General Johnny Wilson territory. They got inside the 10-yard line on their first drive. Before the drive died, they turned it over on downs. 2nd and 7. Hand off to Wardlow. Wardlow gets a block, goes to the far side of the 45 to the 40. There he goes to the 30, to the 20, to the 10, 5, touchdown. General Johnny, or I should say Longfellow, and Xavier Smith had a great block out there, Bob. We might catch it on the replay.
Yes.
Xavier Smith with a heck of a block springs the 48-yard run.
And after that block, that's the classic, they're not going to catch him. Because that was, and here it is.
You'll see this block on the far side by number 22, Xavier Smith. And that block at the 45-yard line is what enabled Wardlow to get outside.
Yes, sir, and he was motoring.
He knew what to do. So Jeffrey Wardlow with the 48-yard run gives Longfellow a 6-0 lead. They're going to go for 2, and they're unable to convert. So Longfellow takes a 6-0 lead on General Johnny Wilson here in the second quarter on the 48-yard run by Jeffrey Wardlow.
Now, after that touchdown, Rob, I'm going to do my annual plea that I think in junior high, maybe even freshman, that'd be questionable, but I think they should have the kids, if you run for the extra point, you get 1 point. If you kick it, you get 2. Encourage the kicking. At this level, it's hard to kick an extra point. So reward them. Give them 2 points for the kick. Because then you'll see,
Find somebody who will do it then, too.
Well, yeah, exactly. And there's a reason for that. And then that's a big addition to your program. You're not running around the JV team looking for a guy trying to kick an extra point.
1st and 10 for General Johnny Wilson from their own 35. As, again, Bob told you at the beginning of the broadcast, they don't do kickoffs at this level. So General Johnny Wilson gets it 1st and 10 from their own 35. Cameron Thomas back in at quarterback, and he is going to hand it off, and getting out to the left side, about a 5-yard gain for Dominique Thompson.
Yeah, he's a little guy. He was darting around out there.
They couldn't find him.
Well, that's part of it.
2nd and 5.
I love kids like that. That's
it's funny at the junior high level, Bob. You got a quarterback 6'3" handing off to a guy 5'3", and that is 8th grade, isn't it?
It sure is.
And at some point, it usually evens out. There's a handoff on the far side, losing, I should say, a couple of yards, is going to be Damian McSherrod. So a good job by the Longfellow defense on McSherrod. A couple of those players that were around the ball were Esteban Massari and Jesse Robles.
You know you're short, Rob, in junior high when you get dressed for the game and you tuck your jersey in and everything, and part of the number is down in your pants. That means you're short.
Or it means your shirt's big.
Or a combination of the two. Yeah, I got you.
So it's 3rd and about 7. It'll be Cameron Thomas again at quarterback out of the shotgun. He's going to take it, looks to throw, has time, goes downfield, lobs it up, and it's going to be caught at midfield. And going up to make that catch was Samuel Clark Jr. That's a heck of a catch by Samuel Clark Jr., and he says his favorite athlete is Odell Beckham, and Well, he had a little Odell Beckham in him right there.
That's exactly right, because he made the quarterback look great. You know, it wasn't the greatest pass, but you know what? It goes in the book as a completion.
And here's the
so
replay.
There it
goes
is.
Skies up, and they get it 1st and 10 at midfield. Samuel Clark Jr. showing some jumping ability right there.
You got it.
Samuel Clark Jr. says his favorite food is chicken, and his most influential person in his life is his mother.
Well, it's always, yeah.
That's a good answer. 1st and 10 from midfield, a losing 5 yards. Boy, nowhere to run at all on that one was McSherrod. So they're going to lose about 5. It'll be 2nd and 15. We're in the second quarter. Longfellow with a 6-0 lead.
That answer reminds me of they had a show on one news thing where this kid was he had a nerve problem or something. They had to remove his hands and his feet, and his mother, had to okay that. So anyway, they transplanted years later, about 7 to 8 years later. So this kid's like 9 years old. He's got hands that are working, a medical miracle. And they asked him, he said, "What's the best thing about having your hands back?" What do you think he said? I can hug my mommy. Now there's a kid. Boy, that's another one of those. You're watching this, you start crying.
2nd and 15.
Here we go.
Thomas is going to run the option, and he will hand it off. There's going to be about a 5-7 yard gain out there for Caden Gibson. So it'll be 3rd down and about 8. Good thing I didn't answer your question, Bob, because that probably wouldn't have been my answer.
Yes.
3rd and 9 for General Johnny Wilson, trailing 6-0 in the second quarter.
I'm telling you, they are moving the ball on the ground. Both teams are running the ball.
We're going to see Caleb Davis in now. And we'll see what General Johnny Wilson does on 3rd and 9 from the Longfellow 49. They trail 6-0 here in the second quarter.
Well, they made the big play last 3rd and long, so let's see what we can.
On 3rd and 9, Thomas is going to turn, hand it off straight ahead. A gain of maybe 3 or 4. And running that football that time is Dominique Thompson. Brings up a 4th and 5 for General Johnny Wilson from the Longfellow 45. 8th grade football today on WLCS TV 20. Alongside Bob Tomaszewski, I'm Rob Polinsky. Joe Bach in Club TV 20 here to bring this to you. And it looks like they go into punt formation with Thomas as the punter.
You never know.
And he is going to punt the football.
Oh, geez.
Straight in the air. And it takes a short roll. And that is going to end up being about a 1 yard punt. Ooh. And taking over will be Longfellow from their own 44. So it was a short punt, and then it took a Longfellow roll. And they'll take over here late in the second quarter. One of their coaches is out talking.
And
those
are hard things to practice too. They really are at this level, because you don't have 50 million kids. You can't get a good rush on a guy, so he gets a feeling for what that's all about. And then maybe the hardest job is the center, which he's been doing a great job today. But those are really hard things to work on.
1st and 10 for Longfellow from their own 44. Javon Manning at quarterback. He has Wardlow next to him. And he'll turn and he'll hand it off to the other running back.
There you
brought down at the line of scrimmage. Nowhere to go for Gary Kimbrough. Kimbrough brought down there, and there were several General Johnny Wilson players. One of them was Caden Gibson. Jaheim Lusain in there as well.
Yeah. Now the official's holding the ball. Was there a penalty? He hasn't put it on the ground yet.
So it looks like they're going to have a quick conversation here, the three officials. I didn't see a flag, but...
No, but...
maybe there is. They're going to decline the penalty, and the play will stand. So it's 2nd and 11.
Okay.
Longfellow out in front 6-0. On their last possession, Jeffrey Wardlow had a 48-yard touchdown run. Manning turns. He's going to pitch it to Wardlow here to the near side. Penalty flag in the backfield. Wardlow down the sidelines, and he is brought down at the 35-yard line. Bringing him down for General Johnny Wilson is Jay Lee, and it's good to see Jay Lee back in because he made some plays in the first quarter. He was shook up a little bit earlier, and he's back out there. We're going to get a hold on Longfellow, and that's going to bring this one back.
And I give Jay Lee credit because that was a big galoot he brought down. Here it is again. Boom. There you go.
I'm not so sure that he brought him down.
Well, he got in his way.
There you go.
You get credit for the tackle. I was trying to be kind, Rob.
Yes. So it'll be 2nd and long after the holding penalty, and Jay Lee says, boy, if I knew there was a holding penalty, I wouldn't have gotten in his way.
But I know one thing. His mom and dad are saying, great tackle, son.
Yeah, it was.
That's his.
And he's made a couple good plays today.
Yes, he has.
Over there on the far side is Isaiah Amil. And Manning is going to pitch it to Wardlow. Wardlow looking for room to run.
Zigzagging around.
Yeah, and he breaks a couple of arm tackles, gets across the 40, and Jay Lee with another stop, gets him at the 43, fumbles the ball. Carlin Thomas came out of there with it, Cameron Thomas, and let's see who they award it to. And we've got a Longfellow player that is hurt on the field.
The chains are moving. That usually means...
Look at the replay. We've got a young man who was down on the field, so as soon as this replay is over, I think we're going to take a timeout while they attend to him. And I think the young man who was hurt is Jeffrey Wardlow, and he's down on the field. So let's take a timeout while they work on him. Longfellow out in front by a score of 6-0. You're watching 8th grade football on WLCS TV 20, home of Lorain City Schools Television.
Hi, my name is William Miller. I'm 16 years old and in 11th grade at Lorain High School. I'm studying auto tech through Lorain High's Career Tech Education program. When I started taking auto tech class, I said, yeah, this is what I want to do for a living. The program is hands-on. It was really cool and amazing. We go through scenarios about what's wrong with cars, learn how to fix brakes, do oil changes, a whole bunch of other things. I look at it as if it was my car. What would I do to it? We get to really get into the cars. My teacher, Scott Krashenko, is a very fun teacher too. He's probably one of the coolest teachers I've ever had. He trusts us, we learn hands-on. He taught us that cars are changing very fast. In fact, it's changing like every 3 years. I learned these things because I'm in the Auto Technician Career Tech program. If you are a hands-on person, love cars, then I recommend this program for you. I know what I want to do, and it's all thanks to Lorain High's Auto Technician Career Tech program.
Cameron Thomas will pitch the football in the backfield, breaking a couple of tackles, and now being brought down at midfield is going to be Damian McSherrod, who has gotten a lot of rushes today. His favorite food, hot wings. Favorite football player is Ezekiel Elliott, former Ohio State Buckeye.
That's a good choice.
Of the Dallas Cowboys. And his most influential person, he went with his sister, his mom, and his dad. So it'll be 2nd and 12 from the Longfellow 40.
And that was a fumble 2 plays ago, and they awarded it to Johnny Wilson.
And for McSherrod, he may have a future in politics. It could be a politician because you're most influential person, and he went with 3. Mom, dad, and my sister.
Nothing wrong with that.
He might be a politician.
Yes.
3rd and long. They're going to pitch the football. Running here to the near side of the field at the 40 down to the 37-yard line is Dominique Thompson.
Yeah, there might come a day, Rob, when he needs to borrow the car.
There you go. Isaiah Amil is the tackler for Longfellow there.
See the varsity players coming out of the locker room, finishing up practice.
And they're going to come watch their
brethren, I guess they would be, right? Their younger brethren.
Yep, their 8th grade counterparts. We've got a whistle, and I believe that is it for the half.
Ooh.
So our halftime score is going to be Longfellow 6 and General Johnny Wilson nothing. Longfellow scored in the second quarter, a 48-yard run by Jeffrey Wardlow. We'll take this time out. We'll be back with the second half. It's 8th grade football on WLCS TV 20, home of Lorain City Schools Television.
In an instant, life can change. Hi, I'm veteran J.R. Martinez. If you've been hurt or disabled due to your service, the last thing you need to do is hurry up and wait for a VA claims decision. make sure you file an electronic, fully developed claim, or e-claim, for disability compensation on e-benefits. It's the fastest and easiest way to get a claims decision. Learn more at ebenefits.va.gov. E-claims and e-benefits. Online VA claims made simple.
Start of the second half, it'll be General Johnny Wilson with the football. They trail 6-0 as we begin the third quarter, and a new quarterback, Dominique Thompson, out of the shotgun. Thompson takes it, he's going to throw, and it's a nice pass right on target and in and out of the hands of the intended receiver.
Of Clark Jr.
Samuel Clark Jr. can come up with it.
Yeah, he made some good plays in the first half. That one just, maybe it was a little hot for him, but whatever.
Yeah, because you're right, Bob. Dominique Thompson put it right there and had a little on it. So it's 2nd and 10 from their own 35. Trailing 6-0. Again, they're going to throw the same pattern, this time to Jay Lee, and he can't hang on. It'll be 3rd and 10. Coming over in coverage for the Longfellow 8th graders was Jonathan McDowell.
Good concept on those two plays. I mean, the guy's open, and you're trying to get the ball out there, and that's how you do. You got to practice those things under game conditions.
And it'll be General Johnny Wilson to take a timeout after just 2 plays. 3rd and 10 from their own 35, trailing 6-0. While we've got a minute, we want to thank we told you it's the crew for Club TV 20 is here today, and found out the names at halftime. Killian White, Joe Bach, Bob Schlembaker, Gilbert Arroyo, Jada McCall, and Marquintez Graham, and their boss is Jaden Morales. So
the man.
Yes.
Wasn't it Jaden Morales? The man? I think that's what someone said.
So,
but he's running around here doing everything under the sun, you know.
Joe Bach, I have the Fitbit. You're supposed to get your 10,000 steps a day. Joe Bach got his 10,000 steps at halftime. He went flying up and down the stands a couple of times. I don't know what he was doing.
I saw at least 4 times. And these are not easy stands to run up and down in. He's got better knees than we have, Rob. But he's younger, too. That's why. He said he's got about 15, 20 more years to work.
3rd and 10 for General Johnny Wilson following the timeout. He might be younger than you, but I know he's not younger than me.
Oof. Well, you're the baby of the group then, huh?
When we don't have Jared, I guess I am.
Well, yeah, we.
So it'll be 3rd and 10 from their own 35-yard line. Again, it'll be Dominique Thompson, who's in at quarterback for this first series of the third quarter. In the first half, it was Cameron Thomas at quarterback. And now he's going to throw it out for Cameron Thomas, and it's in and out of his hands. It'll be 4th and 10.
This was 3 basically the same play. But they had 2 way over on the right and 2 way over on the left. It's like, man, can he throw it that far? Well, yes, he could. Yeah.
Bob, it might look relatively easy, but throwing it at this level, pretty low percentage.
Well, yeah. Because there is some guy on the other side saying.
Well, there's a lot of things that have to go right to complete a pass play. And so it'll be 4th and 10. And they will punt. There's a block on the punt, and it's going to be great field position for Longfellow, as covering that punt is Esteban Masari.
Yes.
The punter was Damian McSherrod, and he didn't have a chance because the Longfellow line broke through and got the block.
So there you go. There's a break. Now, can you capitalize on the break?
So Longfellow leads 6-0. They have a 1st and 10 from the General Johnny Wilson 37.
If they score here, they could put a real damper on the outcome of this game for
here's the replay. We'll see the punt block here coming in and getting that punt block. Let's give credit to Camille Ortiz.
Yes.
Camille Ortiz with the block for Longfellow, and recovering it was Jonathan McDowell. So following the punt block, we're going to have 1st and 10 for Longfellow.
Hardest job for the officials. They keep counting up how many are on the field. There's people in and out on every play.
Javon Manning takes the snap. He's going to hand it off straight up the middle to Wardlow. Wardlow dragging defenders, gets inside the 30 to the 25. A first down as he falls forward to the 24. Damian McSherrod had him, but he went for a ride for about 12 yards. Good to see Wardlow back in there, Coach, because he was hurt in the first half. He had some cramps.
Yes, and that was just a straight-ahead play, and sometimes, that's what you need to do at this level.
Caden Gibson came off the bottom of the pile for General Johnny Wilson, so obviously he was involved in the tackle. We'll see a replay here as Wardlow gets the handoff.
Look at it. See,
straight up the middle. Now he's going to drag defenders about an extra 7 or 8 yards.
Well, they claim if you get the back to the linebackers, then he's on his own, and that's what happened in that play right there. They got him through the line of scrimmage. Here we go.
So 1st and 10 from the General Johnny Wilson 25, early stages, third quarter. Wardlow comes in motion. He's going to turn and take the pitch, and that time he is going to be, thought brought down, but he's able to break one tackle and basically get back to the line of scrimmage, as it was Kenny Jenkins who was able to make the stop.
It's kind of, he came around from the tight end position, but
so it'll be 2nd and about 10.
That didn't fool anybody. Looking for trickery and deception.
Doing a good job at the center position today is Jacob Addis. Addis has had perfect snaps all day long for Longfellow. With another good snap, he'll hand it off to Wardlow straight up the gut. He'll get about a yard.
Boy, it's feast or famine, isn't it? We either have a big gain or like a no gain.
So it'll be 3rd and 10. Probably in 4-down territory here, Coach, with the line of scrimmage, the General Johnny Wilson 25. I would imagine they wouldn't punt here.
Because that's when the guy would get the great punt it in the end zone, bring it out 20 yards, yeah.
So it'll be Javon Manning out of the shotgun. He has Jeffrey Wardlow behind him and 4 receivers in this set. High snap, and he'll throw it out in the flat. It is going to be complete, and on his feet getting about a 5-yard gain for Longfellow is Xavier Smith.
That helps the cause.
Well, now you've got a 4th down. Looks like they're going to mark it at the 21. It will say 4th and 6 for the Longfellow 8th graders as they lead 6-0. They scored in the second quarter. Jeffrey Wardlow, a 48-yard run. The 2-point conversion, no good. That is our only score of the game so far. Beautiful day for football here in mid-October.
Super. And actually, the only other time anyone was close to scoring was early in the game when there was a fumble down on the, 3-yard line, something like that.
So it'll be 4th and 6. And they're going to run the option, going to turn and pitch it to Wardlow, and he fumbles the ball, and it's going to be a turnover on downs. They'll turn it over on downs as Wardlow fell on it. But that 4th and 6 play went nowhere. They lose 5 yards, and General Johnny Wilson will take over. That one looked bad from the beginning, Bob.
Yes, it did.
So it'll be 1st and 10 for General Johnny Wilson at their own 30. And, Bob, they do a big thing there. Trailing 6-0, it's still a 1-score game. You get one big play.
Right.
They can tie the football game.
No doubt about it.
You fall behind by 2 scores.
Now you've got the hard road. But the thing about junior high at this level, it's getting the kids the right spacing. They tend to turn into a herd of turtles. You got to spread out the defense because you're making, when you cram it all down, you're making it easy for those guys to make the play. And like on that option play, there was just not enough room to get the play going. But that's why you play 7th and 8th grade football.
1st and 10 from the 30. They're going to run the option to the far side of the field, keeping the football, and getting a couple yards is going to be Dominique Thompson. So it'll be a 1-yard run. It'll be 2nd and 9. Third quarter, General Johnny Wilson in the maroon uniforms. If you're just joining us, Longfellow 8th graders, they're in the blue. And we understand that for General Johnny Wilson, these are their throwback uniforms that they are wearing. And hopefully they're doing that for our benefit, because when they're both wearing the same colors, it's tough.
I'm thinking somebody found the uniforms in a closet somewhere and said, hey, look at, we still have these.
Bob, I think we should only do throwback games so that they have 2 different jerseys.
Good idea.
2nd and 9. We'll put that in our contract with Joe Bach.
Oh, yeah.
We get 1 water, and we have throwback jerseys.
Well, I got a cookie.
Yeah, you did. 2nd and 9, handoff, about a 4-yard run. It'll be 3rd and 5. Caden Gibson on that run for the General Johnny Wilson 8th graders.
We'll have our agent negotiate that for us, right?
In the offseason, yep. 3rd and 5 for General Johnny Wilson. Again, they trail 6-0, third quarter of 8th grade football. And again, you're watching it today on WLCS TV 20 alongside Bob Tomaszewski. I'm Rob Polinsky. Club TV 20, the whole crew is here with Joe Bach, Bob Schlembaker, and the students. And on 3rd and 5, there's a handoff. And on the far side of the field, boy, a nice move, and they're going to get a first down out to the 45-yard line. Caden Gibson, that's a heck of a run by that young man. Malik McCall is his most influential person. His favorite food is pizza. And for Caden, his favorite football player, and he says Steelers. So
he was good on the pizza, but then he lost me on the Steelers.
Well, he lost some defenders on this run. This is a first down run for Caden Gibson. 1st and 10 from their own 44. Back to throw. They're going to fire. Has a man. It's complete at midfield, and Clark Jr. takes it to the 45-yard line. Samuel Clark Jr. on the receiving end of that good throw by Dominique Thompson.
And that was Kimbrough on the tackle.
So it'll be 1st and 10. The line of scrimmage is the Lorain 40 for the Longfellow 45.
He doesn't make that tackle. That's a touchdown.
Little confusion in the backfield as we have a couple of running backs run into each other. A couple-yard loss on the play. And running the football that time was Damian McSherrod. He's brought down by Jonathan McDowell, Kerry Kimbrough, and others.
It looked like one of those, I want it, you take it.
Probably wanted it until he saw those blue shirts right in front of him and said, no, I think
I'm thinking better of that, yes, yes.
2nd and 12, the line of scrimmage is the Longfellow 47. Third quarter, they trail at 6-0.
I'll tell you, this time is flying by because there have been a lot of running of the ball.
Snap. Throw, and Thomas makes the catch at the 40, but he's not going to be able to get a first down as they defend it well. It'll be 3rd and about 5.
That was a nice pass pattern, and a nice catch. They put it all together on that play.
And for Longfellow on the tackle was Isaiah Amil, and he had help from a couple of his teammates. You'll see the replay right here as Jade Morales is getting us those replays.
Yeah.
And that catch down to the 40. 3rd down and 5. And a handoff and trying to get to the far side and breaking one tackle, getting a first down and more down the sidelines to the 30-yard line. It is Caden Gibson, and it's a first down.
Caden's a little upset with himself. He went out of bounds.
Right in front of the WLCS Club TV 20 camera member.
So there'll be a nice close-up of that.
There you get a view there right from the sidelines. It'll be 1st and 10. General Johnny Wilson, an impressive drive here, Coach. They have it down at the 31-yard line of Longfellow, trailing 6-0 here in the third quarter.
Here's the replay again. It was a missed tackle, and he kept his balance and keeps going, and boom, and then he hits the ground.
So it'll be 1st and 10 from the 31-yard line. Is bringing him to the line of scrimmage is Dominique Thompson. Thompson is going to run the option. He's going to pitch it, and it's about a 5-yard loss. So it'll be 2nd and long. And slipping out there was Damian McSherrod.
I think both teams have not been real successful running the option. That is a really difficult play to run.
A lot of things have to go right. And I think the other thing about that's hard, Bob, is the timing. Well, that is the end of the third quarter. We've played 3 quarters. Our score, it's Longfellow 6, General Johnny Wilson nothing. General Johnny Wilson driving. Well, they'll have the ball driving for the tying score when we come back to start the fourth quarter. You're watching 8th grade football on WLCS TV 20, home of Lorain City Schools Television.
Is magic really magic? If a deal is too good to be true, well, don't be fooled. There is no magic. Credit Max Auto has a great selection of cars with fast, easy financing and payments you can afford. Check us out at creditmaxauto.com.
Hi, I'm Khalil Brown and I am 16 in the 10th grade at Lorain High School. I'm a pre-engineering student in Lorain High Career Tech Education program. Math is by far my favorite subject. This drew me into pre-engineering. Pre-engineering is mostly calculating numbers and computer software downloading. You get to download stuff into robots and make them do stuff. I took pre-engineering for the first and second semester in particular CNC milling and drilling classes. I learned how to mill into wood and wax blocks. In CNC, we drill into wood and make frames and pictures and plaques. The class is very fun, but it's a lot of hard work too, because it's a lot of math and science and there's no time to goof off. When you walk in, there's tons of different machines like our robots that do stuff. And we make sure we're wearing safety goggles when we're drilling metals and things. I feel good working on machines because it comes natural to me. But even if you're not good in math and science, you will still have a lot of fun because our instructor, Mr. Bogan, walks you through it all. He's a great teacher. If you don't know how to do it, he'll take the time to explain it to you. You make sure you have a lot of fun programming machines and robots. I am glad to be in this program because now I know what I want to do with my life, and it's all thanks to Lorain High Career Tech Pre-Engineering program.
Start of the fourth quarter, General Johnny Wilson with it, trailing 6-0, and a handoff will go over the left side, getting down to the 30-yard line. It'll be 3rd and 10. Caden Gibson with the carry for Longfellow. Longfellow hanging on to a 6-0 lead, Coach. It was Jeffrey Wardlow with the only score of the game in the second quarter, a 48-yard run, and so far it has stood up.
Yes, that was a nice long run.
3rd and about 9. The line of scrimmage is the Longfellow 30.
Well, they got two shots to get 10 yards. Not impossible.
And we got a little
Longfellow
snap up a player with a equipment issue.
There we go.
And that is middle linebacker Esteban Masari, who's made some good plays today. And there's the handoff over the left side. Nowhere to go. It'll be 4th and 10 as Caden Gibson. That one was well defended by the Longfellow 8th graders.
You know,
and it was Masari, one of those guys who was in there along with his buddy Jonathan McDowell.
Seeing that the official was snapping that helmet for the kid. They only have 3 officials on junior high games. You know, those guys really work. I mean, you got a lot of things to watch. And a lot of guys don't like doing junior high, but, you know, if you're a young official, you got to do it to learn the game. You see everything under the sun. So thank you, Mr. Official, for doing the game.
4th and 10. Back to throw. Going long, and that one is going to be overthrown. Incomplete, trying to get it to Jay Lee. Also out there. Well, I don't have that number on my roster. So it was Jay Lee, the intended receiver.
That was a nice pass.
Johnny Wilson. It was.
A little off target, but, I mean, what the heck.
Dominique Thompson got it there, but it is incomplete. So it'll be Longfellow taking over ahead 6-0. They have it 1st and 10 from their own 30 here in the fourth quarter.
Boy, that was a really, was that almost a 50-yard drive, and they come up dry.
Again, we want to thank the Club TV 20 crew today. Killian White, Joe Bach, Bob Schlumbaker, Gilbert Arroyo, Jada McCall, Marquintez Graham, and the director today is Jaden Morales. He's also running the replay, so thanks to Jaden for his help.
I think he's the producer, director.
Well, he also gets the credit because Jaden's the one who gave me the names of the crew members.
Absolutely, yes.
I asked Bob Schlumbaker for him, and he said he would get it for me 3 weeks from Thursday. Handoff straight ahead. Wardlow will be brought down at the line of scrimmage, and it is McAfee with the stop.
And we got other guys down there. They're holding up their badge. So we said
he got here late.
He got here late, plus he's a football player.
You got here late.
He gets his name called during a game.
It'll be 2nd and 10, and we have a timeout on the field. So we'll keep it here. Well, it looks like it's an injury timeout, Bob. So while they attend to this young man, let's step aside. Fourth quarter, it's Longfellow 6, General Johnny Wilson nothing. Well, you know what? He's up. He gets up. He's going to be all right. We'll keep it here. And it is Jaheim Lusain, young man who has had a heck of a game here. He is 5'9", 220. Favorite food is chicken. His favorite athlete, football player, is Cam Newton, and he says the most influential person is his mom. So hopefully he will be all right. He's done a good job today.
His favorite football player should be Gene Hickerson because he's wearing the Hicks number.
I'm pretty sure that he wouldn't know that.
Or who was the linebacker for Green Bay wore that? Ray Nitschke wore that 66 number, I think. 2nd
and 10. Rolling out is Javon Manning. Manning is going to shake a tackle at the 30 and get run out of bounds at about the 35-yard line.
See, I could be wrong on that information, but no one would know.
No,
it goes way back, way back.
Khalib Davis ran him out of bounds. So it's 3rd and 10 as General Johnny Wilson trying to get that ball back, Coach, to their offense or probably one last drive in the 4th quarter to try to tie it up.
Yeah, because really, if you get a drive going and it's mostly on the ground, it will take almost a quarter.
So it's 3rd and 10. The football at the 31-yard line for Longfellow. They lead it 6-0. Manning, it goes off his hand, in trouble, and he does the smart thing, Coach. He just dove right on it and didn't let General Johnny Wilson get a fumble recovery.
Now, you're winning, so you have to kick this thing away and hope that it works out.
So it'll be Jeffrey Wardlow going back to punt, 4th and long. The line of scrimmage is the Longfellow 24. So the bottom line, Coach, is that General Johnny Wilson should get pretty good field position.
I would think. Now, was it the last one of these blocked? Or was that the one that went straight up and straight down?
There was a punt block earlier today. Coming on the field as they got to get 11 on their punt team for Longfellow. And the hike goes over Wardlow's head. He's going to go back to the 10-yard line and fall on it. Boy, this is a great break for General Johnny Wilson. And going back to make sure he didn't run with it was Kenny Jenkins. Jenkins covered the punter, Wardlow.
Yeah.
1st and goal for General Johnny Wilson. Inside the 10-yard line, they trail 6-0, and they have a golden opportunity to try to tie or maybe take the lead as that snap was well over the head of Wardlow.
Yes.
1st and goal from the 9-yard line. Dominique Thompson out of the shotgun has a quick conversation with Jay Lee. And then the offensive player comes running on the field late at left guard. And we're going to get a timeout as General Johnny Wilson was running in players a little bit late.
That's a good idea.
It's going to be a timeout.
Because, as you said, this might be their last shot. So you better make sure everything is correct.
Well, I'm just counting, and unless I counted wrong, I counted 12 over there in the huddle. So I think
they frown on that.
I think one of them.
That might be why the guy that came in didn't tell the other guy to go out.
So we've got a timeout on the field. Longfellow leads 6-0 in the 4th quarter, 8th grade football. Bob, what have you thought so far of what we've seen?
This is fun to watch this. The thing that I'm really tickled about, look at all, you got 22 on the field, and there's another 5, and there's another 10 over there. So you got like 22 and 5. You got almost 40-some kids out here that are playing Lorain High football. That's a good thing. You get them out, get them interested. Yes.
So they will be on the freshman team next year. Dave McFarland, since he's been head coach, one of his biggest things is he wants 3 levels, and they all practice separately, freshman, JV, and varsity.
And the other thing, you learn the game first, but he wants those freshmen to have a great record. You get used to winning.
1st and goal from the 9. They're going to turn a handoff to the far side, and a penalty flag comes in after a short gain on the run by Caden Gibson.
I'm thinking it's a hold. I think that's what the official grabbed his wrist.
Right now at the line of scrimmage is the 9 of Longfellow, but it looks like General Johnny Wilson is walking backwards.
Yep.
Longfellow players are clapping, and Bob, you're right, it is holding.
Yeah.
And this will make it tougher because it's going to be 1st and goal, but it's the 19-yard line now.
And, Rob, the other thing when you have a good program going, and I really believe this, I think you'll agree, the freshmen get used to winning, the JVs get used to winning, and the other teams that you play in your league, they get used to losing to the Lorain team, regardless of the level. Say, oh, God, we're
so
playing
mentally,
Lorain. Yeah, exactly. That weighs it. That was the secret at Avon Lake for all those years. That's the secret at Avon.
1st and goal from the 19.
Oh, boy.
And there's a fumble in the backfield. Picking the football up and running is Caden Gibson. Gibson will break one tackle. He'll lose a couple yards, but did a good job of getting it back to the 22, 23-yard line. But defensively, boy, Longfellow all over it.
They are on him.
Isaiah Amil, one of several Longfellow players there. So it's now 2nd and goal, and General Johnny Wilson keeps going backwards. This started 1st and goal from the 9.
Yeah,
now it's 2nd and goal from the 22. You'll see the replay here.
Just right from the get-go.
It was a low snap.
Yeah.
Dominique Thompson couldn't come up with it, and then it was picked up by Caden Gibson, who tried to make something out of nothing and wasn't able to do so. Back to throw. They go long. Has a man and just overthrows his intended receiver, Cameron Thomas. It'll be 3rd and goal.
That was the play.
Cameron Thomas. Favorite food is nachos. His favorite football player is Cam Newton. And he says the most influential person in his life is his cousin, Devontae Watkins. So 3rd and goal from the Longfellow 22-yard line. They trail 6-0. Looking for a big play here, Bob, to try to get him into the end zone to tie this football game in the 4th quarter.
Yeah, you almost have to, to get a first down, you're going to be, on the 1-yard line? That's how close they got to go. So
it's
why not just jack it in, see what you can do?
And maybe if they can get half of it, then they can try to go for it on 4th down. And there's the handoff on the right side, as I think Longfellow was expecting pass and brought down at about the 15-yard line. Good open field tackle, Jesse Robles, on that open field tackle of Damian McSherrod. It'll be 4th and goal from the 16.
Those open field tackles, that is difficult to do.
So General Johnny Wilson, whatever their best pass play is, I'm sure we'll see it here. We've got a Longfellow player who is shaken up, and the officials call for timeout as one of the Longfellow players shaken up, and they're going to attend to him. We'll look at this replay as you see the handoff, and McSherrod looking for room to run, but there's Jesse Robles with the open field tackle, brings him down, and it's a 6-yard gain, 4th and goal from the 16. I'm sure General Johnny Wilson and McSherrod would have liked to gotten another 5 yards or so out of that, but Robles wouldn't let him do it.
Well, you would think just wearing that number, 32, would get you an extra 5. The great JB.
So coming off the field here, holding his head is Xavier Smith, who's had a good ball game for Longfellow. Hopefully he'll be all right. But Smith holds on to his head, has his helmet in his right hand, and comes off the field. So it'll be 4th and goal for General Johnny Wilson following the injury timeout. The line of scrimmage is the 16.
Well, this is it. They need a play. So here we go. This could be the whole ball of wax right here.
Dominique Thompson, the quarterback, back to throw, looking long, fires for the end zone. It's caught, and it's a touchdown to Jay Lee, and we are tied at 6.
He put that baby on the money, didn't he?
He did. So
just a go route and wide open. Boom.
16-yard pass from Thompson to Lee on 4th and goal, and here's the replay.
Or not.
And we're going to have a 2-point conversion to try to take the lead. Here's your replay. As with plenty of time to throw, is Thompson looks long. There's Jay Lee in the back of there, I should say, in the end zone for the tie. And now General Johnny Wilson will try to take the lead, and they will go for 2. And again, it is Dominique Thompson, a quarterback, takes it, turns, hands off to the far side, trying to get the 2-point conversion, diving and getting in. On the dive is Caden Gibson.
There you go.
And General Johnny Wilson takes an 8-6 lead in the 4th quarter, and what an effort by Caden Gibson, coach, to get the 2 points.
Yes, he ran for the pylon right there. That's how you run that play. Stretch the defense, then if you have to, you can cut back. But he didn't have to. He made the turn and kind of give it that dove in. Here it is.
You'll see the replay. Thompson turns, hands it off to Gibson. Now he goes for the pylon, got a block from Cameron Thomas. Thomas just got in the way, dives, that is very close, and the Longfellow says no good. Mr. Official says it is good.
Yep.
So the 2-point conversion gives General Johnny Wilson an 8-6 lead.
Okay. Well, it'd be nice to know how much time's left.
The best part of a game like this Or the high school games we get to do, there's nothing reviewed, there's nothing confirmed, there's nothing in the stands.
Right.
It's 2 points. It's 8-6.
And the game doesn't take 4 hours to play then either.
So it'll be General Johnny Wilson leading 8-6. Longfellow to the line of scrimmage, 1st and 10 from their own 35. And we are in the late stages, we believe, in the fourth quarter. Once again, they aren't running a clock today, but we do know we're in the fourth quarter. And a handoff straight ahead, getting about a 3 or 4 yard gain, is going to be Jeffrey Wardlow. Coming off the bottom of the pile was Caden Gibson, Damian McSherrod, Kenny Jenkins.
A couple of coaches have been over there talking to Xavier Smith. He's sitting on the bench. I don't want to, guess at what was the problem, but when the kid's holding his head, you want somebody checking him out, and they have been doing that, so that's a good thing.
2nd and 7. And they're going to pitch it to Wardlow. They want to run a reverse, and they do. Boy, there's nobody here. A big play could occur. And coming out of nowhere to make an open field tackle on the run by Isaiah Mill is Damian McSherrod. What a job by McSherrod, or else Mill has a ton of yards on that.
Where did he come from?
I don't know.
He read that play. Oh, man. That's a heady play right there. Wow. Because that looked like 6 to me.
It was well designed. Looked like he had a lot of open space, and then all of a sudden McSherrod came out of nowhere, as you'll see the replay here. See, they'll hand it off to Wardlow. They're going to run. Well, we're going to live action here on 3rd down, 3rd and 6. They're going to throw out in the flat. The pass is complete, but behind the line of scrimmage and being brought down is Camille Ortiz. Boy, he had nowhere to run. A great job by the secondary of General Johnny Wilson. We got a timeout here before this 4th down play. So it's 4th and 10 for Longfellow. They trail 8-6 in the fourth quarter.
I don't know if we can get a shot of this little guy down on the sidelines wearing number 13. He's one of the guys. He's about 2.5 feet tall.
For
Longfellow.
Here's
either coach's son or somebody's brother.
Here we're looking at the reverse that we saw earlier, and watch this play.
And
coming up and making a great open field tackle to save the day for General Johnny Wilson was Damian McSherrod.
He shed the block, went over and made his play, yes.
And McSherrod got congratulated there by Khalib Davis, his teammate, who knew what a big play that was.
For sure.
So it's going to be 4th and 10 for Longfellow from their own 36. They 4th and 9, I guess. They've got to get to the 45. They trail 8-6 in the fourth quarter. And now on 4th and 9, they will go for it. And now it looks like Wardlow is in the backfield as well. High snap over Wardlow's hand. He goes back to get it. Runs it down, picks it up his own 20, trying to make something out of nothing. He's going to get the first down, Bob, and go down the sidelines. Somehow Wardlow kept the play alive, and he goes inside the 20-yard line. He's going to lateral inside the 15 to the 10. It's a touchdown on the lateral. Javon Manning. And on 4th and 9, what a play. No flags on the play. It's going to stand.
Oh, man.
That is
I thought they had him.
64-yard run.
And he had the presence of mind to pitch it back to his buddy.
So Wardlow pitches it to Manning.
Yeah. Manning says, anytime you want to run the first 30, 40, 50 yards, that's okay. I'll take it in the last 4 or 5.
And Longfellow regains the lead at 12-8. What a play by Jeffrey Wardlow, because it started with a snap going over his head. It looked like it was over on 4th and 9, and he had the wherewithal to pick it up, run. Got to about the 20, was going to get tackled, and he pitched it to Javon Manning.
I think when the fumble and everything got picked up, he ran from about the 20-yard line. That's a total of about 80 yards altogether. Zigzagging through the secondary.
And we're going to get a timeout on the field before the 2-point conversion. In the late stages of the fourth quarter right now, Longfellow has regained the lead 12-8 over General Johnny Wilson. As you look at the coaches, hopefully we'll get a replay of that touchdown, because what a play that was. I'm sure we'll get it. Here it is.
Ask and you shall receive.
So
there it is. Yeah, see, from about the 20. Here we go.
Breaks one tackle, and then he is off to the races. Gets into General Johnny Wilson territory, and you see him going to get brought down there by Samuel Clark Jr., and he is able to pitch the ball to Javon Manning, and then Manning shakes the tackle from Jay Lee and goes the rest of the way into the end zone. And what a play by Wardlow and Manning, and it was a good play, a good run, and nice to have a little luck on your side as well.
You always want to be a little lucky. It never hurts.
So they come back to the line of scrimmage for the two-point conversion, leading 12-8. Wardlow now they're going to line up tight. Wants to run straight ahead, picks up the ball, trying to get to the far side, and he'll get the two-point conversion as he runs through the defender.
He was getting that one, wasn't he? You're not stopping me here. Wow.
So Wardlow with the two-point conversion, and Longfellow leads 14-8 in what we think are the late stages of the fourth quarter. So General Johnny Wilson will get it at their own 35, trailing 14-8.
I'll tell you what, that play, well, here's the extra point.
He fumbled it, picked it up. Must be something when he fumbles that good things happen.
Yeah. Here he comes. Just the steamroller. Boom.
Yeah, he runs through the tackle of Jonathan De La Cruz.
You know, if nothing else, that run, that long touchdown, that was worth coming to the game to see that happen. They'll be talking about that at the school all day tomorrow, and then maybe into Friday.
14-8. Longfellow with a 6-point lead over General Johnny Wilson.
And the beauty is, Joe Box got it recovered. He's got it on.
Here's that touchdown play one more time from ground level. There goes Wardlow into the secondary. As we'll be back to live action after this play, as General Johnny Wilson gets a first down run of over 10 yards. They get out to their own 46-yard line.
Yep.
So it'll be 1st and 10 from their own 46. They trail 14-8. We've seen the arm of Dominique Thompson.
Oh, for sure.
And he's got some talented receivers out there in Cameron Thomas or Jay Lee. So you see the play here on 1st and 10. He'll hand it off to Caden Gibson, who gets the 11 yards.
Nice run.
So 1st and 10 from their own 46. Back to throw Thompson. Has some time, wants to go long, puts it up for grabs, and it is going to be incomplete, almost intercepted. Carlos Brown had an opportunity to come down with it, could not. So it's 2nd and 10. Incompletion stops the clock in the fourth quarter.
Would be nice to have an idea.
Longfellow leading 14-8. Longfellow in blue, General Johnny Wilson in maroon. Dominique Thompson looking to the coaching staff for General Johnny Wilson. And he's going to turn and fake the handoff, and Thompson's going to keep it. He's to the 45. He's to midfield, still on his feet. He's going to be brought down at the 46-yard line. It'll be 3rd and 2.
The coaches must have some idea, because usually the time guy keeps telling them, you know. So there's a little bit of hurry-up action now.
So it'll be 3rd and 2. And on that stop was Carlos Brown. Thompson turns. He's going to hand it off. And behind the line of scrimmage, and he'll be brought down. It's a loss of 4 yards. And on the stop for Longfellow was Camille Ortiz. And he had some help from his teammates. I believe Esteban Massari was in there again, Jesse Robles. And it's going to be 4th down, and General Johnny Wilson takes a timeout.
Okay.
4th and about 4. So Longfellow last possession had 4th down, and they got a first down, and they got a touchdown. We'll see if General Johnny Wilson can answer. Again, we want to thank the Club TV 20 crew today. Killian White, Gilbert Arroyo, Jada McCall, Jada Morales. Lost my place for a minute. Joe Bach, Bob Schlumbaker, everybody with the Club TV 20 crew.
And you know, Rob, they're kids. Kids are kids. But they're paying attention. They know what's going on. That play a few plays ago, that long touchdown, they got every bit of it. They not only got it from up high, they got it from ground level. That's a super job by these kids.
Marquintez Graham and Isaiah McDowell also here with us today, doing a good job for Club TV 20.
That McDowell guy from that famous McDowell family. That
4th and 4.
They like to run through you, too, those McDowells.
For General Johnny Wilson. They'll turn, fake the handoff. Now they're going to pitch it to Jay Lee, who's going to throw a flea flicker to Thomas. He makes the catch at the 20, the 15, the 10. It's a touchdown, and they're tied at 14.
Oh, man.
They ran a flea flicker and tie it.
And when he had the ball out there, I said, well, there's no one there. He's going to run a long way. Then he pulled up, said, I'm tired. I'm going to just pitch it down the field. Great play.
Each team gets a 4th down touchdown.
Yeah.
Line of scrimmage is the 48. It's a 48-yard pass. There's Jay Lee running. And look at him throw and found Thomas all alone.
And that wide smack open.
And now General Johnny Wilson to take for the 2-point conversion to try to break a 14-14 tie. 2 fourth-quarter touchdowns for General Johnny Wilson, 1 for Longfellow. So after a 6-0 game, after 3 quarters, we're tied at 14. There's the handoff on the left side for the lead, and getting the 2-point conversion is Damian McSherrod, and General Johnny Wilson regains the lead, 16-14.
Wow. All this in the 4th quarter. Well, he had 1 score earlier, but still, all the action. Man.
And General Johnny Wilson takes a 16-14 lead. As you'll see the replay here of the 2-point conversion. McSherrod got it. Great blocking on the left side. And had a big hole. Plenty of room to run. And he ran behind Jaheim Lucene, Lavier McAfee, and others. Those guys opened up the hole. And General Johnny Wilson takes a 16-14 lead.
Would they call those the grunts up front?
So it'll be Longfellow now, down by 2. They'll have it 1st and 10 from their own 35. And there can't be much time left.
And again, we're guessing on that, but there's been a lot of action here. So
here comes one more time the replay. They're going to pitch it out to Jay Lee. He goes to running to his left, a right-handed quarterback, threw it about 40 yards downfield into the hands of Cameron Thomas.
And the thing was, Thomas had gotten behind the defense and was wide open, concentrated, brought it in. Just a great play all the way around.
1st and 10 from their own 35. And Wardlow back to throw. He's going to put it up, trying to get it to Manning. Manning caught it at the 40, 30, 20. He's at the 10. He's going to score. 65 yards. It went through the hands of Samuel Clark Jr. And Wardlow on 65 yards gets it to Manning.
We don't like those short runs that burst up the middle. We like the long bombs. Wow, and off of somebody's hands, too. Nobody feels worse than the defender.
And it went through the hands of Samuel Clark Jr.
Oh, boy.
So Wardlow on a 65-yard pass. You'll see the replay here. Got it to his buddy Manning, put it up for grabs.
Right there.
And in there he makes the catch at the 40 and goes all the rest of the way.
Hey, in Clark Jr.'s defense, he played a good ball game.
He did, today. And he tried to knock that one down.
He did the right thing, but, you know.
Sometimes the other guy makes a play.
You got to give the other guy a tip of the hat and say, I'll see you next time.
So that makes it Longfellow 20-16.
Oh, geez.
And they'll go for 2.
Tight formation.
And Wardlow back to throw, looking, throwing, and that's going to be tipped and incomplete. So Wardlow and Manning hook up for a 65-yard pass play on the first play after the touchdown by General Johnny Wilson, and Longfellow leads 20-16.
Wow. See, this is whoever wins this game, you can't say the other team won. You just have to say we ran out of time. That's the old, Buddy Parker.
There's the 65-yard pass play. Wardlow goes back to throw, has time. I'll tell you what, Bob, he throws that ball in the air 35 yards.
Yeah, and hit the mark.
And that's a great play by Manning as it went through the hands of Samuel Clark Jr. and the 65-yard pass play. And it gives the Longfellow team, the Longfellow 8th graders, a lead of 20-16. Well, I mentioned earlier that at this level it's hard to complete passes, but you wouldn't know it here today. They've been throwing it all over the place in the fourth quarter. Flickers, reverses, 35, 40-yard passes downfield.
Fumble it, pick it up, then run 30, 40 yards.
All kinds of stuff. So now let's see if General Johnny Wilson can answer. Thomas back to throw. Going to fire out in the flat. It is going to be dropped out there by Samuel Clark Jr. It would have been a very short gain as he dropped the ball at his own 37. 2nd and 10 from the 35.
Well, if the weather has anything, it's getting a little cooler, so I'm thinking this game's getting close to the end.
Thomas is lined up there on the far side. He had a touchdown earlier. Thompson looking for him. He's going to throw it out in the flat to the short man, and it is brought down at the 41. A gain of 6. It'll be 3rd and 4. That short pass went to Damian McSherrod.
I'd be thinking about that double pass again.
Empty backfield for Thompson. Perfect snap. Back to throw. Now being pressured. Steps up, gets a block, and he's going to get the first down down the sidelines, and he gets run out of bounds at his own 48. But it's a 1st and 10 from their own 48.
For a second there, I thought, wait a minute. Well, he stepped out of bounds, so that stopped the
10
clock.
Seconds in the game.
Was that what they? Okay.
According to the official, yelling at the coaches. So 10 seconds to go. 1st and 10 from their own 48. Lining up here is Caden Gibson. Empty backfield for Thompson. Takes it with 10 seconds to go. His team down by 4. Throws it as long as he can, and nobody back there to catch it. And it's incomplete, and let's see if there's any time. I believe we're going to have one more play.
Yeah, this will be it. Wow. I know one thing. Those receivers will be tired tonight because they've been running some pass patterns.
So I would think, barring a penalty, this would be the final play of the game, as it looks like the officials are saying now 5 seconds to go. And we'll see if General Johnny Wilson can come up with a miracle here on the final play from their own 48.
Well, we've seen several today, so who knows, huh?
One thing we've learned today is it's not over till it's over. Thompson gets a perfect snap. Back to throw, being pressured. Gets rid of it, throws as far as he can. Goes a long way. And Jay Lee almost came up with it as it was knocked away. And that is going to do it. Our final score today, it was Longfellow. In come from behind fashion, they defeat General Johnny Wilson 20-16. Bob, it was a heck of a game. I'll recap the scoring here as you see the two teams are going to get together to shake hands, and the Longfellow 8th graders celebrate a win over their crosstown rivals, General Johnny Wilson. No score after one quarter. Longfellow led 6-0 at half. They led 6-0 after 3. And a wild fourth quarter where General Johnny Wilson outscored them 16-14, but Longfellow wins it 20-16. Quickly recapping just the fourth quarter scores. It was Thompson to Lee for General Johnny Wilson, a 16-yard pass on 4th and goal from the 16. Gibson, the 2-point conversion, gave General Johnny Wilson an 8-6 lead. Wardlow to Manning, 64-yard run, and the 2-point conversion made it 14-8 Longfellow. Then Lee to Thomas on a 48-yard pass, 2-point conversion by McSherrod, and we thought General Johnny Wilson had come from behind to win at 16-14. But on the first play after the touchdown, Wardlow to Manning, 65-yard pass, and Longfellow wins it 20-16 over General Johnny Wilson. And Bob, your final thoughts before we call it a night.
It was a fun game. Kids played hard. But the real winner in all of this, Lorain football.
Agreed. Want a lot of people to thank. Want to thank Joe Bach and Bob Schlumbaker and the entire Club TV 20 crew, Killian White, Jada Morales, Gilbert Arroyo, Jada McCall, Marquintez Graham, and also helping us out was Isaiah McDowell. Thanks to all those people for their help with the cameras and all of their hard work today. One more time, the final. 8th grade football. It was Longfellow 20, General Johnny Wilson 16. For Bob Tomaszewski, this is Rob Polinsky saying, have a good night, everybody.
This has been a production of Lorain City Schools TV 20 WLCS.